Hey y'all good people, how y'all doing? This is me, Charles the Truth Teller. And I just wanna elaborate from last week. Give me a minute. I wanna turn down the disturbance, like turn my ring off on my phone and get set up here and turn on the notifications, and then I need to go somewhere else. Anyway, I hope y'all having a blessed day. It just started raining over here in my area. Okay. Where am I trying to get? Oh, okay. All right, here I go. Okay. I just want to give y'all feedback from the last time. Can y'all see me? From the last time that I spoke with y'all. And try to get this right. Okay, I guess this is why does my camera goes on my end. Okay, but anyway, we skip all that. Anyway, I want to talk about the last time I want to expose y'all talked about how I was wrongly terminated from my job. I told you they let me go with no last paycheck and they denied me unemployment. Now, let me say this here. If I was white, they would not deny me of my unemployment. They wouldn't have done that. And at first when I was depressed because I have car note coming up. I had bills coming up. I was at like my light bill, my car note, and I want to thank Foresight Capital, the finance company that finances me, is being patient with me. Big prop out to them. The customer service is phenomenal. You'll love them. And if you ever need your car, home finance, I advise you to talk to them because they are being very patient with me during my troubling time. Now, with that being said, I've been there for 15 years, and like I said, I was depressed. Now I'm in school trying to, better myself, and I'm doing pretty good, but it's kind of hard to maintain and keep up my grades in school with this type of frustration, like knowing when, because I don't have any income coming in, and it's kind of frustrating on my end, because I'm in school trying to get my schoolwork done. I got homework. Then I got to worry about my girls, and then it. So I'm thinking to myself, I was wrongly, I was wrongly terminated. I was wrongly terminated. I could prove it. Now it started way before. Uh, it started way before this new manager here. This here is not just it didn't just happen. In other words, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It started with the old manager, and it wasn't even his fault. It was the president fault at that time, and I can prove it. Because let me tell you something about what happened. It was years ago. It was this guy who another coworker who I got into it with, and I think it was over a broken pallet. He ran the forklift over it, and he broke it, and what happened was he said something to me, and things got heated. He pulled out a razor blade and pushed me with it and cut me in my chest with it. So with that being said, I told the old manager and people around me, put it like this up. At that time, a lot of people didn't like me. A lot of people didn't like him. So what they was trying to get both of us terminated at the same time, kill two birds with one stone. So the the president of the company, the person I got into it with, was friends with the president of the company, which he didn't like me because me and this guy, we didn't like each other. So he took his side. So what happened? They wrote him up. He signed it, and they write me up. And but the accusation, the what he ripped me up for, I shouldn't have been written up. I didn't threaten the man, and I didn't pull out a weapon on the man. But yet and still, I'm getting right up because the president of the company didn't like me because I didn't like his best friend that he hired at that time. So when they wrote me up, I refused to sign the write up. I refused to sign that write up, and I can prove that. And then I'm gonna lead you on up until now, on what's going on. But first, he go to proof. Let me get this out. Wait, where is it? There it go. So, like I was saying, they wrote me up, and I'm gonna tell you what they wrote me up for. They wrote me up for using racial slur. I never used a racial slur at my job ever, 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 ever. Now this is a long time ago. Okay, this was a while back, and there's a glare here. Okay, this was a while back when they tried to write me up, and I want to show you because I was falsely accused. They tried to force me to sign a write up that something I didn't do, and I refused to sign it. And the president didn't like that. I offended him by not signing that write up. So therefore, just follow me now, because it's gonna lead on up to now. Or what part about what the last time I was terminated. And he and the old manager, let me tell you something. Even though he would rid me up, we was cool. We good. So don't be so judgmental on him. But what I'm about to show you, because it's not him. He's doing what he's told to do. Okay. So let me click on here. Oh, wait a minute. I needed to relax, bro. Take a deep breath, relax. Better yet, what I'm gonna do? Give me a minute, because there's a glare, and I want y'all to see this here good. Okay. So give me a moment. I'm gonna turn this light out so y'all can see it. Give me a minute. Okay, I'm back, and I think I got the location here. I think y'all can see it. Yeah. Can y'all see that? Okay, let's hit play. We've been working together a long time. Been through some shit. There'll be more shit in our future, but we ain't gonna let this one stop us. You know. So we need to do what we need to do, and we need to move on. You know what I mean? Can you work with me on this? I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to, Charles. Right. But Charles, let me tell you, I'm telling you, if you don't do this,
I got one alternative, and it ain't gonna be what you need in your life right now. You got enough other shit going on, you know, that you can't really afford not to do this. You know? So you just gotta work with me, man. You just gotta look. Sometimes in life you just gotta suck it up and do stuff you don't like to do. You know, because you don't want to make your life harder than it has to be.
Remember when I told you in Mississippi that I said I didn't do it, but my attorney was telling me to go plead guilty when I know I didn't do no strong arm robbery. And you know what? That's followed me for the rest of my life, and I would never ever sign anything that I know that I did not do.
All right, well, here's the thing. One, it's 2018. Okay, Charles, you're not in Mississippi anymore.
I know.
This ain't a court of law.
I was just using that as an example.
I totally get that. I totally get where you're going with it. I'm just telling you, this ain't one of them kind of things. This is going to be something that, like I said, this paper gets signed, it goes into your personnel file, ain't nobody ever going to see it.
That's why I don't know what's the big deal. Why do I have to sign something I know I didn't do?
Well, and I'm going to tell you why, because you're not the first person who's refused to do this, okay? Listen, you're not setting any grounds here. There have been other people who have refused to do this and were confronted with the same thing. You know what I mean? And I was confronted with this when I was young, when I was in Michigan. You know, I had a boss who took me for no reason whatsoever because he didn't like me. You know, and I was confronted with the same thing at the time, and I was forced to, you know, if I wanted to continue working there, I was forced to sign it. And I put this ultimatum to 2 or 3 other people here too. You know, this is just not something that, you know, that he's willing to do, you know. And
then he pulled a box cut out of me. That wasn't even on the write-up. You know,
but Charles, he's in the same position you were. If he would have refused to sign it, we'd be having the same conversation with him.
He shouldn't even sign it because he didn't even use a racial slur. Neither one of us used a racial slur.
Look, I had several statements where people were telling me that everybody was throwing around the N-bomb and all kinds of stuff.
I never said that. And as long as I've been here, you never known me to say that. Never, ever. I'm just saying, when have you ever heard me say that? Why would I report that to you?
Here's the problem, Charles. I wasn't there. Okay? See, there is, you know, the problem in life when shit happens is no different than at work. When stuff happens here, you gotta own it. You know, when you guys make a mistake or something goes wrong, I'm the one who goes up and gets your ass tore up. You know, and you know what? I don't mispick the orders. I don't miscut them. I don't misship them. But I still take the grief for them. And if you guys do that enough, guess what? I'm the guy who gets fired, not you guys. You know what I mean? So this unfortunately is kind of like the way life works. You know? And again, I'm not here. I'm not going to argue with you no more. I'm not going to yell no more. I'm just done with it. My health, I don't need it. You know what I mean? So, look, if you want to tell me you want to refuse to sign it, then I'm going to have him walk you out the door and you're never going to come back here. Because that's the ultimatum. So you either sign it for me now and we go back and everything, you know, is good. But you got to be able to let it go, bro. Because if you don't let it go, you know, you got to learn to let shit go. And I can't teach you that. That's something that you got to learn, you know. And let me tell you, your health will be greatly improved if you learn how to do that. But we're at a crossroads here, and I can't, unfortunately, I can't go backward. I have to do what I'm told because I'm not going to jeopardize my employment. You know, you got a daughter, you know, you got a car to pay for, you got medical issues. You ain't got time. You know, this is the last thing you need at this point in life. You know, and if you want to be stuck, I can't.
I'm not being
clearly, Charles, I can't. You know, you got to make the decision. You know, and like I said, I don't want to see you lose your job, but I've been told what I got to do, and my friend, this is what I have to do. So I'm sure we should make both of our lives a lot easier. But again, like I said, I can't force you. You know, yeah, I truly am sorry. You know, the solution, you know, as we talked about before, is if this happens again, you know, like I told you and I told him at the time, you know, is we're done with it, you know. I mean, and I'll tell you, just between you and me, and he, there's no more favors for anyone here. There's no favors for Jermaine no more. You know, I got, you know, this incident between the two of you put this right over the top for everybody. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate. You know, I tolerated, you know, quite frankly, a lot of bad behavior from a lot of people here, and frankly, it's made my life miserable. My stress level is way too high. And I can't do this no more. And, I want you to continue working here, Charles. I want you to be able to provide for your family and do all the things you want to do in life. You know, but I can't sit here and beg you. You know, and, you talk about having things on your record. I don't think you want to terminate on your record. All the things you don't want on your record. Being terminated from an employer is not that, because when you put down you've worked here for the last 12 years and they go to call for a reference, they can't say why or what, but all they do is they say, no, Charles was terminated for cause. And that's the response that they give in the HR world. And you can't say no more, because if you say any more, you get potentially open yourself up to a lawsuit. But, you know, you tell me what you want to do. You want to sign it? You're going to lose your job, Charles. All right? You're going to go shut the show on. You're not going to want to do it. Sorry,
That's where it all started, right there. Let me turn the light back on for you. Okay, now that's what all started right there. When me and my other coworker got into it, he mentioned the guy's name that I got into it with. I'm not gonna mention his name because for some reason we didn't like each other at that time. And before he was terminated by this new manager, we squashed the beef. We wasn't like that anymore because we was cool. But even though that the old manager, he was only doing what he was told to do. We good. Me and that manager right there, we was good. He didn't want to see me get terminated. But he only did that because of the president of the company told him to do that. And I refused to sign it because I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't pull out no box cut. I didn't initiate the incident. So I'm saying that to say this here. Everything I said in exposure, except for one thing, when I said that it was a person that was terminated, she's still there. So they thought she was terminated because they didn't see her downstairs, but actually they moved her upstairs. So I had to correct myself on that. She's still there. They moved her upstairs. But everything else I said in last exposure was the truth. So now let's get to this new manager here, the new regime, because he's prejudiced. He's downright prejudiced. I mean, look, he terminates me and go back and hire go back and hire.
Something went wrong.
Hmm? He terminates me, and the guy that threatens me, he go back and hire his relative. I don't know if it's his cousin or if it's his brother or what, but he's a relative. So I'm like, just what I said. All only doing it is making everything what I said true. You will hire a white person or Hispanic in a minute, but you're quick to fire a black person over little stuff and terminated me over petty stuff. It was petty. And I got proof. I got proof that's nothing. Cause I got proof on this one. Well, I got proof that I went and told you that this guy threatened me. I got proof that I went and told Mr. Grayhead that this guy, that I couldn't talk to you because you started screaming and yelling in my face. I recorded it. You think that's the only recording that I got? You crazy. I have more. I have proof of that. I got proof of this guy threatening me. I got proof of you screaming, yelling, and shouting. I got proof that I told Mr. Grayhead that I couldn't talk to you because you were screaming and shouting. I got proof that I told Chip. I have that all on video. I might play it next on my next exposure. Or, I mean, you wrongly terminated me. I can file wrong for termination lawsuit, even though I know that you're not this company as big as this company is. They're not afraid of that, but I can because I have proof. I can prove what I'm saying. This here, this here, right here. This is what they terminated me for. This. It's not a deadly weapon. This here. When you got a guy like Daniel, he commented on he made a big speech about about whatever, and I replied that he's completely ignorant because he is, because the whole time I worked there, he never said anything to me. We didn't even communicate with each other. He would pick orders and I would run the saw. The only reason why he communicated with me then, said something now, is because I mentioned him in my last exposure. He threatened a guy with his knife. If I were him, he should have been quiet. He shouldn't even say anything. He should have just stayed out of it. And then you got Mike Oakley, who commented. I'm calling these names out because they put themselves out there and they commented on my last exposure. Mike Oakley, he's made a long speech, and I didn't even read half his stuff because I can't understand what he was saying because he misspelled so many words. Use spell check. You know, what I'm gonna tell you this here. You wrongly terminated me. You took my last income. You deny my unemployment. Speaking of that, let me tell you something. When they terminated me, okay, I did file for unemployment. They terminated that. So, I didn't have no income. My last paycheck went towards my bills. So I'm broke. I don't have anything. So what am I supposed to do? I went out and I applied for some food stamps so I could have at least have some food on my table. So I went to go get the food stamps. They gave me an emergency food stamp card. And then they're going to tell me, y'all ready? They're going to tell me this here. Well, we give you just some food stamps but we called the company and they told us that they don't give out your information, the information, that type of information over the phone because they need how much. They want to know how much my income was. Now I can't show them that because I've been logged out of Paycom, so I can't show them my income. So they call HR. And the HR told them, like, we can't share that information over the phone. So they gave me a piece of paper, a slip, to send back to the company to fill out. HR lied. They have every right to give them. This is the government. They work for the government. I mean, how can you sit there and tell them that you can't give that type of information out to them? You lied, straight out lied. It's crazy. It's like you don't even care if I put food on my table or not, knowing that you took my last income. It's like you giving me so much proof and evidence to file a wrongful termination lawsuit because of your actions. I mean, I have proof. I mean, I recorded everything. Everything that I said, I recorded. That's not it. There's more. There's more. If you think I'm lying, there's more, and I can prove it. But I'm not gonna put it all in one show. But there's more. I mean, let me tell you something about HR. I'm not gonna even call her name, but she don't like black people or Mexicans. It's one it's one lady that used to work there. She's a Mexican, and I guess to her she looked like she was white. But she told her, I mean, they was having a conversation, and she said, I think the one that the Mexican chick, I forgot her name. I'm sorry about calling her Mexican chick, but she was a nice woman. She told her that she was in the process of moving. So that a lady in HR asked her, "Where you moving to?" And she replied and told her what she was moving to. And the person at HR said, "Well, why you moving over there? That's where all those Mexicans stay." Whoo wee. I just want you to know what I was dealing with the whole time I was there. Is that now that I'm not under the thumb of that anymore, and now that I'm bettering myself, and not look, I am gonna better myself. I was down at first, but I'm over that because look at the type of people that I surrounded myself with. Look who I work with. I work around a lot of people that didn't like me and hate me, like the president of the company. He didn't like me. That's I mean, this proof right there. That wasn't run. It started from the top on down. So here you come, got this new manager who don't like me either, and then the president who don't like me, and found an excuse to terminate me. And then I mean, come on, this pure evil. Not saying the president of the company is prejudiced, he's not, but your manager is. He's prejudiced, very. I even heard he hired another black guy to pick orders. Well, tell him to thank me because the only reason why he hired you is because of me, because of the accusation that I made against him. And it's crazy that this company would do that, big as this company is, to hide up the prejudice and the racism that they do, and to terminate somebody because of who I am. And you think I'm supposed to be afraid to speak out? Really? Not me. No, I got proof. I got proof. I can prove everything that I just said. Everything. I used to tell everybody, man, I used to love working there, even though I, working paycheck to paycheck to pay my bills, even though I pay all my bills and still be broke. I would still tell people, hey, I love it there. I love it there, even though I was still struggling. And this is another thing here that I got to because I'm not prejudiced, I'm not racist. I mean, I have Mexican friends, I have white friends, but my thing is this here. To all my white friends who I worked with, or had lunch with, or treated you to lunch and communicated with, you treated me to lunch and bought me lunch. Where are you? Where you at? Why are you quiet? Why are you so silent? You said, y'all don't even call me anymore. I don't even talk to y'all. It's like y'all were never friends with me. Y'all have no communication with me whatsoever. To you, I'm dead. Where you at? You see that this guy is prejudiced. You see what this guy has done. Jermaine was wrongly terminated. He was. He was wrong. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like him. Me and Jermaine, we squashed all that. Squashed that beef. He was wrongly terminated. You terminated a guy because he kept coming late to work. His truck was breaking down. You terminated Rontrell. You didn't like him from the jump. Then you terminated me over this, which is petty. Over this. Y'all, I know you call it a stun pin. It's a stun gun. It's a stun pin. A stun pin. This is what they terminated me over. Over this. Look at this. This is what they terminated me over. This right here. That's petty. It's real petty. A stun pin. This is what I was talking about in my last exposure. This is the big uplift about right here. When I can sit and I can prove how biased and prejudiced that you are, and I can prove that you set yourself up for a wrongful termination lawsuit just because it is because you don't like me and you don't like black people. I can prove that. So whoever you have your little witnesses, if it don't line up to what I got recorded on this here device here, they setting themselves up for a lawsuit for slander. I'm not gonna go quiet. I'm not. You think I recorded all this here for nothing? You think I'm so emboldened to call out this company if I didn't have proof? You think it's hard for me to go out and find an attorney just like look, I could find a wrongful termination lawsuit attorney just like you could find just like this big company could find them an attorney. You think I'm afraid of pushback? You think it's just what the last manager said, and I you know what? To be honest with you, I missed him because at least I know that manager had my back, stood up for me, even came to my brother's funeral. I have nothing but respect for me. You know what? He wasn't even prejudiced. He wasn't a racist. He wasn't prejudiced. He wasn't none of that. But you, this new one, this is prejudice. This is all outdoors. And there's no denying that. And like I say, all my white friends, where y'all at? Where y'all went to? Why you so quiet? What? I'm not your friend anymore? Like Mike Oakley said, and he mentioned this. This is the guy who runs Herman Saw. You think about white people, we all stick together. Guess what? He was telling the truth. He said that. He can deny it if he want to. I recorded him doing it. Just like I recorded Joe Ramirez threatening me. I mean, I could press charges I still can press charges. All I had to do was show him that video. That's it. You know? So I don't care if y'all threaten to sue me, or I know you don't care if I threaten to sue you. But like I said, I have the truth on my side. Y'all don't. All y'all have was a bunch of witnesses that are gonna lie, and I can prove that they are lying. Bring it on. See how emboldened I am? Because just like that video I showed you of the president telling this manager to write me up over something that I didn't do and I refused to sign. Did you see how I walked out? You know, it's sad. 2022. We still have to deal with this here. And then you know what's so cold about it? It's the some of the comments that I got. That's cold. It's cold. I mean, two ignorant people commented on my last exposure when I can clearly expose them. Mike Oakley, talking about white folks stick together. And then Daniel, when he threatened another coworker. Dan, you know what? Since you commented, why don't you comment about when you could? Matter of fact, it wasn't. He said I bought a gun. I didn't bring a gun. This is what I bought. See, that's why I called you ignorant, because you don't talk to me. Period. Anyway, you don't. But like I was saying, I want to thank everybody for tuning in on my show. Um, I want to thank everybody who supports me. I want to thank everybody that have my back. And once again, I want to thank Foresight Capital for being patient with me. So what? Oh, but anyway, I want to thank everybody for working with me and understanding. So, like I say, this is my show, and I want y'all to help me keep my show alive. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to help fund my show. If that would really help and keep my show going. So this is what I want. This is what I want you to do. Hold on. There it is. There it is. Here it comes. This is what I want you to do. This is how I want you to fund my show. You can scan it, and that's my Cash App right here. $CH Chucky 197. You can scan it, scan my code here, and that way you can help support me, and I'll be very appreciative. So, with that being said, peace. I love y'all, and y'all keep it strong. And if there's anything if y'all experiencing anything that like prejudice or racism, hit me up, hit me on my chat. I read my comments now. Okay, and I help you expose that. And until next time, I will see y'all next week, Saturday. And I love y'all. All right, bye.